Hi, Pixel Pedant here, looking forward to introducing you to my latest project, in which I turned my 1981 TI-99 4A home computer into an interface for interacting with my favorite game systems, one of which is the TI-99 4A itself. The goal here is to make my TI-99 4A and the software I develop for it an all-in-one solution for managing the power, signal selection, and signal processing needs of my gaming systems. My device connectivity and signal processing situation, as you'll see, is a little complex. So the goal here is going to be to minimize the complexity of dealing with the basic tasks that I have to execute every day in establishing device connections, viewing device feeds, and powering devices on. Obviously, people implement solutions for automating the processes associated with their entertainment centers and home theaters every day, and that's pretty standard fare. Only difference for me is I'm doing that with a 40-year-old home computer, but as far as the reason and the goal, it's pretty much the same. The magic that makes this possible is RS-232, the legacy data interface standard that was popular in computers of the TI-99 4A's era and before. Traditionally, we would have been using that via a card installed in the PEB, the peripheral expansion box. But nowadays, I'm going to be using a more convenient solution, the Nano PEB, a small device that sits as a little sidecar on my TI-99 4A, providing all of 32K of RAM, disk drives emulated via a CF card, and, most importantly for present purposes, RS-232. One problem I have at this point, though, is that I have only one TI-99 4A RS-232 port and many RS-232 devices I want it to be able to talk to. Basically, I want my TI-99's RS-232 port to act like a network technology when that is not what it is. There are a couple solutions I could have pursued to this. One is a WTI RS-232 switch, which would allow the TI-99 4A to basically dictate via RS-232 text commands which device it then connects to, issuing further commands through the switch to those devices. And so giving the TI-99 4A essentially the ability to dictate its own connections. The other solution would be to create a RS-232 software switch of my own invention, which allows me to dictate where traffic goes via that software switch. That's the solution that I went with, and so I'm happy with that solution. I've found it to be more convenient, as for one thing, it allows me to track traffic more conveniently and so to debug the issues I experience as the TI-99 4A fails to communicate in the way I want it to, or devices fail to respond in the way I expect them to. So while I did not go with WTI RS-232 switches, I should explain I am using already WTI PDUs to control which devices are powered at any given time, power devices on, power devices off, as needed via the software. So that is integral to the solution, and their ability to respond to RS-232 text commands is integral to this whole idea. A quick note on further supplies used in the project. In order to connect 9 RS-232 devices to a single RS-232 switching PC, I used a 10-port USB hub and PL2303 adapters to connect that to each of the RS-232 endpoints. So saved some space on cable runs by using USB cables rather than DE9 cables, and used null modem adapters as necessary depending on the wiring that each device expected. And what does the result look like? Well, let's take a look. Running from Extended Basic using the XB256 library of assembly routines. Thank you so much to Harry Wilhelm for that wonderful addition to the Extended Basic programmer's arsenal of tools. So you can see here we've got a number of systems we can choose from, and a number of commands we can execute with respect to them. In this case, I'm going to power on the Saturn, And I hear a healthy little click behind me as the relay in the PDU switches. That's going to be powered on now, so I'm going to take a look at a picture-in-picture preview of its screen. What I can see there is that we've currently got the pseudo-Saturn loader loading the disk, and we can see a little image of the screen as well down there as the game loads. Oh, and I think I've got Christmas Nights in there in my Sega Saturn right now. Now, there's no reason we can't power on more than one system. If I turn on the Game Gear, a live it comes as well, and we could switch to its feed should we wish. But right now, let's take a look at the Saturn. So switching back to the Saturn, I can as well, if I should wish to, feed its audio. So I'll do that by pressing A.
They all look rushed. That gentleman, that
And we
lady,
get a little audio
that old
feed
man.
there.
Why do they have to walk
And if
that
I want to
fast?
switch to the full image at any time, I can do that by pressing D. And alive it comes.
In the crowd, they feel something important
Christmas
is
Nights,
missing.
as it's around Christmas, and
The
I had
streets
been
look
playing
so
Christmas Nights on
beautiful.
my Saturn, as is my yearly tradition.
This is the
If
most
I ever want to
cheerful
get
time
back
of the
to the
year.
interface menu,
But
I'll just
it
press
seems
R
like
on my keyboard. As long as the TI continues to run, I can get back right away. Additionally, here I've got control over scale and position of the screen image. So I can press function up, function E in this case, to scale up, and control E to position up. This will only affect the image on my monitor here. I don't actually want to affect the feed to my capture card, which should already be perfect and shouldn't need adjustment like the CRT itself will. So those adjustments will only affect my monitor. So you can see anytime I return to the interface, I'll still have preserved the states of each of my devices. So I can still see the Game Gear is powered on, the Saturn is powered on, the TI-99 4A is powered on, and I'll want to power those off when I'm done. I can actually power off the TI-99 4A while using it. I'm not going to do that. I will power off the Saturn, though I'll just preview it for a second here first. And there's Christmas Nights. But yeah, I'm going to power that off. Oh, signal in use. It tells me as I'm protecting myself from myself here. It won't let me power it off while the signal is in use. So I'm going to put it out of use and power off. Yes or no? Yes. And likewise the Game Gear, which is just sitting at the flash cart menu. There, I'm going to remove its feed and power off. The picture-in-picture device I'm using there is an Extron DVS304. Most of my devices are Extron devices as far as signal control and processing goes. So that's an introduction to my TI-99 4A TI game station, which I now use to control my collection of devices, and giving my TI-99 4A reign and control, reigning with an iron fist over the remainder of my gaming systems and setup, gives me a little pride in the old girl. So thanks for exploring this with me today. Have a good one.